Steven, are you good? Yes? Do I have to go by that clock?
I got 5 o'clock there. 5 o'clock somewhere, Jimmy.
5 o'clock. All right. We'll call to order the Clinton City Council meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Corey cried. Can we please begin with roll call?
Councilmember Robinson.
Here.
Seeley.
Here.
Connell.
Here.
Shemmers.
Here.
Oberon.
Here.
Mussman.
Here.
Kearns.
Here. Councilmember Oberon.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular City Council, Committee of the Whole, and special City Council meetings of August 10th, 2021, and they be approved as published on August 24th, 2021. I move this be approved as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes. Okay. We have a proclamation to read. I heard that one of the firemen in the back is going to read it for me.
I think they're just going to take a paragraph.
I'm just kidding. Thank you.
Kirk.
Of a proclamation declaring September 11th, 2021 as Patriot Day. Whereas on September 11th, 2001, amid shattered glass, twisted steel, and clouds of dust, the spirit of America shined through. We remember the sacrifice of strangers and emergency responders who rushed into darkness to carry others from danger. We remember the unbreakable bonds of unity we felt in the long days that followed. How we held each other, how we came to our neighbor's aid, how we prayed for one another. We recall how Americans of every state joined together to support the survivors in their hour of need and to heal our nation in the years that followed. And whereas today we can honor those we lost by building a nation worthy of their memories, let us also live up to the selfless example of the heroes who gave of themselves in the face of such great evil. As we mark the 20-year anniversary of September 11th, I invite all Americans to observe a national day of service and remembrance by uniting in the same extraordinary way we came together after the attacks. Like the Americans who chose compassion when confronted with cruelty, we can show our love for one another by devoting our time and talents to those in need. And whereas by a joint resolution approved on December 18th, 2001, Public Law 107-89, Congress has designated September 11th of each year as Patriot Day. And by Public Law 111-13, approved April 21st, 2009, Congress has requested the observance of September 11th as an annually recognized National Day of Service and Remembrance. And whereas, as we serve and remember, we reaffirm our ties to one another. On September 11, 2001, no matter where we came from, what God we prayed to, or what race or ethnicity we were united as one American family. May the same be said of us today and always. Now, therefore, I, Scott Maddasion, Mayor of the City of Clinton, Iowa, do hereby proclaim Saturday, September 11th, 2021 as Patriot Day in the City of Clinton, Iowa, and urge all citizens to honor Patriot Day and to show their support of those who commit to the service of keeping our communities and residents safe. Further, I encourage all citizens to show their support by attending the 9/11 20th Anniversary commemoration sponsored by the City of Clinton, Clinton Trees Forever, Clinton Police and Fire Departments, and Clinton County Sheriff's Department at the Freedom Trees site on Saturday, September 11, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Clinton to be affixed this 24th day of August 2021. Thank you to all the public safety folks here that keep our community safe every day. Even 20 years later, we support all those that were fallen as well. So, Any other comments on that? Council? No?
You spoke well.
All right. It was... Moving to public hearings. I will convene a public hearing concerning to discuss taking of action on a petition requesting the renewal and reestablishment of the downtown Clinton self-supported Municipal Improvement District 2. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
No, we have not, Your Honor.
Okay, is there any citizens that would like to address this public hearing? I do have a couple cards here. Would you like to address the public hearing here? Okay, come on up. Come up to the mic. Just state your name and address for the record.
My name is Sharon Pazinski, 3725 130th Street, Goose Lake, but we own property in this, well, I don't think it's in this,
Okay, what's the address of that property?
924, 926 South 4th Street.
Okay,
Reading this, it gives, you don't show a map, you give a big paragraph giving the boundaries, and I don't see where our property is included in the boundary lines, but yet our property is listed here.
do you have any information on that address?
We can take a look.
Okay,
I mean, the furthest I see going south is 8th Avenue South,
what was the address again, one more time?
924, 926 South 4th Street.
South 4th Street.
And for the improvements that they list that they want to do with this, nothing's ever done in our end. There's no planners, no special lighting, no nothing. And the snow removal is, they plow because it's 4th Street, but then they plow it around the corner, and where our tenants park, it's all piled in snow. They can't even park on 5th Avenue South.
Why do you think it's in the Schmid?
Because I got a certified letter with it here.
I don't see that you've ever been part of the Schmid.
No, she wasn't in the SMID.
She is now?
These are the condo building, right?
Mhm.
You are not in the SMID today, but starting in 2022, you will be. And your calculation is different than the full calculation of your apartments. So I would be glad to, you talk about it,
Okay.
all right? But you are not today,
Okay. So I got this because for future?
for future.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you
perfect.
very much.
All right, yeah. Link up with Karen and you guys can have that
Are
discussion.
you okay with the fact that you're going to be in the Schmid? That's what it's called.
I think after she talks to Karen, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Maybe.
perfect.
I wouldn't mind if we saw something out of it, but we didn't see nothing.
Yeah, well, and because you weren't paying part of it before, so, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, anybody else that would like to address?
I'm on the phone, and I want to drop.
Okay, give me one moment. We have a gentleman at the podium here, and then we'll go right to you, okay?
My name is Chuck Hudson. I'm from Schaumburg, Illinois. Really have a question concerning the boundaries. It's roughly 3rd Avenue South to 8th Avenue and 1st Street to 4th Street, correct?
It sounds right.
What I just heard was somebody that is outside that boundary, probably on the opposite side of the street, technically is not within the SMID at this point in time, but is in the reestablishment. Is that what I just heard?
I'm getting
Karen,
confused here.
do you want to come up and help us a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't have my map in front of me, so.
Well,
what
I
property
got-
are you talking about?
What property I'm talking about is 125 2nd Avenue South, clearly outside the SMID. So I'm really questioning, is the reestablishment, redevelopment going to change the boundaries?
Yes.
Where does it state that in this?
Well, in the letter, it tells you what the boundaries are, but let me explain. If you're in the 100 block of 2nd Street,
2nd Avenue South.
2nd Avenue South,
Yes. Right here.
coming around the corner,
Yes,
across from Hardee's.
correct.
Yes. You would be in the new Smith district. Do you have vacant land there or a garage?
Yes.
You would be included in the new Smith in June of 2022.
But, and I'm even more confused because the description here really is designating what I have colored here in pink.
I'm not sure about that. We had the GIS ad. The
And-
description you have? That's
Pardon me?
in the letter?
Yeah, it's this whole paragraph commencing at the south side of 3rd Avenue South, easterly, blah, 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 blah. So that's starting here,
It continues around. Lists all the lots.
and I don't believe my lot is listed in here.
If your lot is not listed, then it's not included. If you want to, do you know what, you got your information on your building?
I probably left it in the car. Yeah, I think I must have left it in the
So
car.
which building is yours on that side? There's a couple of empty lots, there's a garage
I'm the garage, I'm the
behind
crust.
Burke,
Yes,
right behind Burke.
yes, the old radiator shop.
The old radiator shop, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. So it should be included in there, but I would need to be able to pull up the actual, and double check this, because this information that's on the letter, for everybody, was, we gave them the boundaries of the map, and it was written by, the GIS office. Now, we've checked it, so I'm not sure exactly what's showing is not. You checked all these lot numbers, because some of these don't have parcel numbers, they have just lots.
Well, I went by the written description, and I'm outside of the boundary. I don't see anything in here that says it's extending the boundary, changing the
We
boundaries.
are expanding, yes.
He's asking about the fact that it doesn't say anything about the expansion of the boundaries, and he's correct. I don't see it, that it does discuss that.
There, but September 28th is one.
So I received this letter because I'm going to be in.
2022, yes. So I'm just trying to figure out which one of these, because some of these didn't have with the, like we have these lots here, that are listed, it's because that's.
Well, I went
what
through
you're listed
by
with
the parcel
assessors.
numbers, and our parcel number wasn't, listed in here.
Anyway,
No.
I would have to sit down and look at the map and go over it with you. I mean, this is the public hearing, this is where we want, so what should I do with it?
No, I think you guys should talk just like the other lady that came forward. You guys talk through that, make sure that everything's annotated correctly, because we have time and space with this being tonight, it's still gonna
We
come
got
back.
lots of time,
Yep.
yeah.
And I think what we do is we get an updated map and see if there's anybody else that might have those issues that we could reach out to.
I can do that.
Is there going to be an updated map published for review,
Yes, sir.
for information?
Yes, sir.
And when would that be done?
As soon as we can physically do it, like probably this week.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep,
Can you?
I can get that on the website?
yep, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry for any misconfusion.
Well, that was my reason for being, is
Is it still
to,
the Schaumburg Flyers though, or I thought they changed their name?
pardon me?
The baseball team in Schaumburg, is it changed?
I don't know what they're called anymore. They're the Flyers, the Barons, I don't know what they are now,
All right.
But yes.
Yes.
Cool.
So, yeah, do you want to clarify that maybe for them?
Yeah.
And we have a gentleman online.
Yes.
Yep. A gentleman online that would like to address the public hearing, you're up. Could you please state your name and your address for me?
Yes, can you hear me, Ed?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, my name is Richard Cisneros. I reside at 737 First Avenue, Clinton, Iowa. I'm actually a business owner downtown. And so I'd like to address this public hearing. I want to thank you guys for everything that the council does, and thank everything that the Smith Group does. I've actually recently attended a meeting from the Smith, and I think they're doing some great things with the Smith. First of all, I want to say that there's some great things. The downtown has really seen some improvement in the last few years, and unfortunately, I've just gotten involved with some of the Smith and some of what goes on downtown. And I want to address this because I'm a little concerned about expanding the SMID to some of these areas. You know, like I said, I'm real happy with what the SMID has done with the downtown. I do have some concerns about the SMID expanding. You know, our downtown still needs a lot of work. I understand there's some good buildings down there that would be contributing. I understand that. I just want to make sure that we're weighing the good with the bad. There's a lot of buildings that need a lot of work down there, and I'm afraid that, you know, they're going to be taken away from our downtown, and I think the downtown is where our focus should be. You know, without more businesses down there and more improvements down there that some of the property owners could need. You know, I have some concerns with some of that, and I just wanted to address that with council, make sure that they're aware of some of this, and I just want to thank you guys for listening to me.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Mr. Cisneros.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead.
And Mr. Cisneros, what we'll do is basically on getting a new map, we'll get that map out, and then what we're also going to do is have an overlay that shows the existing SMID, and then we're going to change the color and show what the new SMID will be. So that your concerns about how many more we're adding, whether it's an empty lot or whether it's another building, we can actually articulate that clearly on what that change will be, because I believe what the SMID work has done is they've analyzed that and they see as expanding that will actually be benefit for the whole of the downtown area. But we'll graphically show that so everybody that has businesses can see what the impact on that. I think we have Mr. Tim too.
All right.
Okay.
The plan to do that would be at the public hearing that we're hoping to set here with this.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Yep.
Dr. Zuckerbach.
Thank you very much. I'm Tim Clark, Mayor Scott and the council, and Matt. Appreciate this little time to chat with you a little bit about the SMID district. I've unfortunately been really involved with the downtown SMID for the last 20 years, and a lot of times as chairman of the group, so off and on, back and forth, I was being chair. You know, we've done a lot of different things as far as improving over the last 20 years. I've been in downtown Clinton for 45 years and seen a lot of things that are really nice in downtown Clinton for many years, and then we've seen the really bad. And we're really on the upswing. We do have a lot of things going on, and of course the Wilson Building is one option that we got going on really good that we worked the last 7.5 years on, and that has been a lot of work with the downtown SMID group. Obviously before that was with the Van Allen Building, with the House Building, Armstrong Building, all those stuff has been involved with a lot of the help with the SMID group going on. We're hoping that we can continue with this. We're hoping that we can be able to expand the area. The major reason for expanding the area, to answer Richard's question, a little bit of that, is that we felt there was some of the places in the outskirts that could be real help with some of the grants that we could be able to help them with and improve those buildings that will keep on complementing the whole downtown. So there's a major reason why to expand it, not just to get a bigger SMID area. We are going to improve a little bit more dollar-wise, but the main dollars that we take in for SMID money is really kind of a small amount compared to what we can generate in grants and in-kind help. There's a whole lot of volunteers that does a lot of work for the downtown that doesn't include into SMID dollars. So, you know, we obviously want your support for the SMID group, and we can't continue this without your support. It'd be a big loss for the city of Clinton if we did lose our SMID district in Clinton. So we'd be doing a real disservice for the citizens of Clinton. And so I just can't encourage you enough. I think if you see all the different issues that's going on with the SMID group, you understand why you want to vote yes. Always a few people that, you know, just don't want to pay taxes on anything, and I understand their point, but unfortunately this is the United States and you end up paying taxes in a lot of cases, so on that. But there's a lot of good reasoning when Richard's talking about different things going on, that's big improvements going on in downtown. I agree with Richard. I want his input and anybody else that has input. We can work all together. It's better to work together than against each other. And so this is an important thing that we need to get done. And I think we have a tremendous group of people that we have on the SMID board. and also the owners and property owners and businesses that we got in downtown. So I see nothing but great things happening for our downtown, and again, I appreciate your support. If you got any questions for me, maybe, that I can answer for you? I'm ready to throw darts at me.
I think the mayor wants to
so-
get one of those Speed Queen shirts.
Yes. You have this one?
No, I don't want that
I'll wash it first before
one. Yeah.
If nothing else, I'll make sure I get him one there.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks. Carrie?
Hi.
Oh, Rich, go ahead, sir.
Yep, I really appreciate what the Smith's doing. I don't want to dismantle the Smith at all. I'm just not so sure expanding it is the right thing to do. I do want the Smith to stay together because they have done great things downtown. I just want to be clear that, I want the Smith together. There's some good things that they've done. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Carrie White. I'm a business owner and I'm a building owner, 408 South First Street, downtown Clinton, Happy Joe's. I'm coming here in support of the SMID. I would be lying to tell all of you that I was a big supporter of the SMID as previous, but I became a board member and I realized, wow, they really do a lot for the downtown. They write grants, they help you with anything you need. They bend over backwards, and I think the SMID is a great asset to the community. I think when we're looking at expanding the boundaries and the borderline, I think people need to look at the whole picture. When you're expanding, you're looking at the area where people are coming into our town. It's not exactly something that we can be proud of right now in that area. I think that the SMID, the grants could help that. So I think we need to open our minds and we need to look at the big picture of things. I've talked to a few people and he asked me that I'd speak for him tonight. Classic Garage LLC, which is on
7th Avenue South?
Yes. And he said, I wasn't a supporter of the SMID, and he came down to my restaurant yesterday and today and talked to me. And I explained to him what we do, and he said, wow, I didn't know they did all those things. I didn't know this is the help that they could give. And he said, to tell you the truth, I'm an old guy, and I just want, the back part for storage, and I want to rent out the front. But he said, the snow removal itself is worth its weight in gold. So he said that alone. And I mean, that's not even one of the biggest things that they can do. So as a new business owner, I find it very helpful. As a matter of fact, I've said to many people, the whole city, Lisa, everybody has been so helpful to me, as a new business owner. So I vote that, I hope that you guys vote yes and to support the SMID and keep downtown great again, because no matter if there's 50 restaurants, I want 50 restaurants down there. I want more businesses down there. We got to do better. So keep it up. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Carrie.
Carrie. Is there any other citizens that would like to address the public hearing?
My name is Roy Harrington. I have Roy's Repair Service on 7th Avenue.
Hi, Roy.
I'm not really a supporter of SMIDs because I guess I don't understand what they really do overall. The problem I have is when SMIDs 10 years ago, which I've been in business for 41 years at my location, they offered some help. But all the help went to 5th Avenue. 7th Avenue was ignored. And I'm the only business on 7th Avenue at the time because it ended at 7th Avenue. They offered some help, but in order to get help, I had to spend $10,000 or whatever the amount was with a contractor, and then they would help me. What I spent to improve the facade of my building was only $3,000, but a contractor would have cost me $10,000. My point is being this. Everything seems to be going to 5th Avenue and maybe a little bit on 2nd Street. But in the outside areas, there's not even a percentage that I can see this being spent. It needs to have some kind of a average used, most of it downtown, but there needs to be something extended to outlying areas, which is not being done that I can see at the present time. Snow removal, I'm the last one. Sidewalks, I'm the last one. Sometimes not even getting it done. So I guess my point is that if we can find some way to have a percentage in the outlying areas SMID would be a good group to support. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy.
Thanks, Roy.
Any other citizens that would like to address this public hearing? Is there any, oh, come on up.
I didn't prepare myself, but I feel like I'd like to say something.
Sure.
I have several
Just
four
go ahead.
properties downtown. Deb Weiss, I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Deb Weiss.
There we go.
I own Doodad's Hallmark, which is 2 buildings downtown. I own Deb Weiss Bookkeeping and Tax Service, which is on 2nd Street. And I own the parking lot on the corner of 6th Avenue South and 2nd Street. And a couple things that SMID has done, one of which is a huge asset in my area, is they improved the building right next door to my bookkeeping and tax service. And while people can look and say, that's just one building, it saved all 3 buildings in that little thing. 2 years ago, I would have sold my property to be torn down. I was at that point, because I have a building rotting on one side, which has been purchased by Kate Malley, and it's EXO, and the other one was just deteriorating like crazy. And they were kind of pulling apart. My building has a thing across the top where you tighten the bolts, and it actually helps hold those buildings up. So mine was deteriorating because those were deteriorating, and the SMID took that building on and essentially, in my opinion, saved those 3 buildings. The other thing, when I moved downtown, I first went to Deb Weiss Bookkeeping and Tax, and there was no SMID. It was a gap of a year or so, I'm not positive, and we don't want to go back there, guys. The weeds were piled high downtown. We went out, there was a group of volunteers, and we worked every weekend pulling weeds, laying mulch, taking donations from businesses to get that done. And while we have a long ways to go, we know that. It's an uphill battle. We're there, we're getting there, and to go back down would just be devastating. And I think that I strongly support the SMID. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Deb.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave Foley. I live at 223 3rd Avenue South. And I'm trying to write on that borderline, but I don't have a business. I have a private home. How would this affect me?
It will not.
Not at all, sir.
Not at all?
If anything, it'll make your property value be even more better as the downtown starts to even sparkle better.
I see
more
what
people
they're
come.
doing. I just didn't know because everything was about business.
Yep.
I'm just a property owner.
It doesn't impact residential properties.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Anyone else? Is there any other citizens online that would like to address the public hearing? All right, I'll open up to council members. Is Councilmember Shemmers? Go ahead.
So we're setting a date for September 28th, right? Karen, do you have a meeting before the 28th? A SMID meeting? Yeah, is there, you guys, why don't you use, well, if you're having one before the 28th, there might be a good opportunity. We'll give you a free commercial to put your date and time and location out. So a lot of people that do have questions might be able to attend the meeting and,
You mean like, oh, you're not talking about a board meeting, you're talking
well,
about...
just a meeting with your SMID group.
We could house it here, it could just be a public meeting, we could have the maps up
I
on the
can do
TV.
that.
Just before the 28th, and that way, if there's a lot of questions or concerns, or maybe the map overlay or anything like that, then they can
Well, I
be
think
answered.
the map overlay, we can get that out. I
Right.
have, you know, we don't, not all our owners have given us email addresses.
Right.
And a lot of them we don't have, but we can absolutely send them out to everybody we have. As calls have come in, whether they're to the city, I've been fielding them and trying to answer the questions, and thank God I must have said the right things because several of them are not here today.
Well, we have a little bit of time, but I thought, well, maybe if you get a date and time and location, then those that are listening tonight and have concerns can come back and
Yeah, we
get those
did
answered.
have, we held a meeting at Eagle Point Lodge. And we got mailed to every single owner, even the new, to come and meet, talk, and greet. We only got 25 people. And that tends to be the issue. Not that a lot of people have lives to live, but I will be glad to send anything out. And I'm sure that I have owners that will meet one-on-one with anybody who wants to meet.
Sure.
Well, and because the other part is if you set a time and location, then we can have Lisa put it out on our Choose Clinton and our press release that we do.
I'm open.
Just to get the word out there.
I think that's a good idea.
How about 1 week from today?
Yeah,
Right,
I think any time you guys pick would be great.
Yeah, whatever
We can
you
get-
pick.
We can round the wagons after this, because we'll be asking for some Happy Joe's Pizza with that. and- But no, I think we could either offer this room or the annex, and we could actually have the maps on the screen, have some maps on the table, and have it open up for a longer time so people can come in.
Absolutely.
We could even have it if anybody needs a call that time, because then you can we could call them up and have a couple of the supporters talk to those people besides just you. And that way, when we get to September 28th.
Correct.
You know,
Should
they're
have all the
still free to
answers.
talk on September 28th, but they'll have already gone through the whole process with you guys. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's too far.
Yeah, you guys can figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
I'll get you a date.
That
Thank
sounds
you.
good. Thank you.
Good idea. Any other council members?
Yeah, I just like to say that I was a member of the SMID, and I was on 6th Avenue South, and I kind of felt the same way as the gentleman in the front row here. But as time went on, I realized that even just the weeds getting taken care of and the planters getting watered down there, all the outlying areas bring business, or all the center areas bring business to the outlying areas. So I always felt, after the first 6 months, I really felt that it was a benefit to everybody downtown, to the dike, even to 2nd Street, where we've got, a row of buildings that doesn't even have anybody in them. I just think I think it's a benefit overall. And I guarantee you that if you have a specific problem, if you talk to Karen, she'll help you.
All right. Any other council members that would like to address the public hearing?
No?
All right, I'll give one last chance. Any other citizens that have any final comments? Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Councilmember Kearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution setting a date to take additional action upon the renewal and the reestablishment of the downtown Clinton self-supported Municipal Improvement District 2. I move it be adopted as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Okay, we'll convene a public hearing concerning disposition of city-owned property, 531 2nd Avenue South. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
No, we have not, Your Honor.
Is there any citizens that are in the room or online that would like to address this public hearing? Any council members that would like to address this public hearing?
I have a question, Your Honor.
Councilmember Seeley?
This is basically a bid, highest and best offer situation.
Check.
My only concern is the wording of it, because technically anyone can still bid on this, not just these two, correct?
That is correct.
And it says that the two
Oh, wait, no,
parties are
can-
hereby afforded
Sorry,
the
and
opportunity.
only the two parties may bid.
It's not a buildable lot.
Yeah, no one
right?
else can, because they live next to a non-buildable lot, so it's only.
Oh, this is, okay,
Yeah, correct.
so it's only these two?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay, very well.
And really, the background is, we did this originally, and Mr. Widener was gracious enough to put a bid in, and of course, Mr. Marcus saw the bid and was able to see that, so we thought we would go back, talk to legal, said the best course of action would be go out one more time, have them both rebid.
Okay.
And it's got to be at least minimum $750 for that bid. Can I say that good, Kyle? Yep. Perfect. He's the one that told us.
All right.
Sounds good.
Any other questions or discussion?
Could these two bidders come together and split that lot?
They sure could. We've actually talked about that, yeah.
Okay.
I just think they both have really good plans for what they want to do, and it
Which
involves
requires
the
the whole
whole
lot.
piece. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other comments for the public hearing? All right. Hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Oh, Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution outlining bid offer procedure and resetting public hearing on the proposed sale of 531 2nd Avenue South. I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Schemers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
We'll convene a public hearing concerning disposition of city-owned properties, 349 5th Avenue North, 401 to 405 North 4th Street, and parcel 80-4993-0001. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
No, we have not, Your Honor.
Is there any citizens that are in the room or online that would like to address this public hearing? Any council members that would like to address the public hearing? Councilmember Kearns.
I would like to just assure that we are putting in a development agreement that they need to sign up for the crime-free housing.
Yes, ma'am.
And that we have a development agreement?
Yep, so this property, for everybody that's watching and listening, this is actually over on 4th Street and 4th Avenue North. It's the New Hope Church sanctuary there. And so that one and the next one we'll talk about, we'll have a full development agreement with Matt Lyons. And in there, we're going to outline what the council's brought to our attention to make sure that the crime-free housing, they're signed up. Also in this is the development agreement is Matt has 12 months to complete the renovations inside out. As you can see here, he looks to invest a pretty good dollar amount in there to make apartments at that location as well. So yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
good.
Any other council members that would like to address the public hearing? All right, hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Councilmember Mussman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing the sale of parcels 80-4983-0000 and 80-4993-0000 and 80-493-0001, 349th Fifth Avenue North, and 401 to 405 North 4th Street, and North 4th Street to Matt Lyons, DBA Lou Property LLC for $7,500. I move that the resolution be adopted as read or amended.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Should there have been another parcel or a address number?
No, it's vacant lot.
Okay.
It's where that steeple is.
Okay, perfect. Any discussion on this? All right, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shimmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
I will convene a public hearing concerning the disposition of city-owned property 212 4th Avenue South. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
No, we have not, Your Honor.
Is there any citizens that are in the room or online that would like to address this public hearing? Any council members that would like to address this public hearing?
I believe this is in the SMID.
I guess I would just like to reiterate the development agreement includes crime-free housing.
Will do.
Any other comments for the public hearing?
Just for everybody, it's the old pool hall. Most people remember it that's the pool hall, so. Across the old fire station.
Everybody's smiling now. They're like, yeah.
I don't know addresses, but I know the pool hall. They probably were in there when it was awesome.
Any other comments for the public hearing? All right, hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Councilmember Shemmers.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing sale of 212 4th Avenue South to Matt Lyons, DBA Lou Properties LLC for $500. I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shimmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
We'll convene a public hearing concerning disposition of city-owned property 501 5th Avenue North. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
No, we've not, Your Honor.
Is there any citizens that are here or online that would like to address this public hearing? Any council members that would like to address the public hearing?
Do I have to keep saying the crime-free housing, or are we just going to make that?
Councilmember Kearns.
I thought I was going to say, just a standing resolution.
It'll be the first time we do it for an empty parcel, but we will definitely. Because,
There you go.
Because they
That's
own the
true.
house. They own the house next to it, and this is the favorite oblong, weird property. I don't even know what angle that is, but yeah, a rhombus. I don't know.
All right, any other comments for the public hearing? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Councilmember Seeley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing the sale of 501 Fifth Avenue North to LCM Real Estate LLC for $200. I move this be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? All right, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shimmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
I will convene a public hearing concerning accepting bids and awarding contract for Project S-2021 Erickson Community Center Pond Rehabilitation Project. Have we heard anything in the clerk's office?
We have one email received today from Councilmember Shemmers that we'll incorporate in the next pack.
Okay.
And? I think that was,
We all got that, all the council
Miss
members got
Bev.
it.
You're just making sure it's on the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roger that.
But
Cool.
but it is a good piece just to talk about real quick. So as you all can see, you know, the bids were quite high, and the one that we ended up accepting is 151. But if you, I did this earlier, Mr. Kraft, if you zoom down, one of the biggest changes or differences, if you look at the price, total price that we had actually had our engineer look at dredging, and if you, I got to scan over, sorry, and it's really small. But if you look at theirs, it's 18,907, where we were looking at 109,000. And the gentleman basically said, hey, I'm really interested in this project. I think it's great for the area there, and I'm willing to do most of the work myself, and that's why there's the big price difference for that. Which kudos to him, but the concern is there too. We want to make sure this is a great project. And as you can see, it's a big difference, and we don't want to have, 18 change order because Councilmember Kearns will hunt me down.
Yeah, and
I'd be following her.
I mean, on a situation like
A lot of people are
that,
hired right now. Here's my 2 weeks.
And we did verify with this bidder that they are confident there is absolutely no error in their bid, and they are confident they can complete the project for this amount.
Yep, he reiterated the fact that that's his bid where he's at. He knows it's very much lower than all the rest,
Okay.
and that he's willing to take it on and get her done. And so we're just anxious to get that completed and get fish in there and get some canoes and kayaks.
I guess the biggest thing to Councilmember Seeley's comment is that's why we have performance and payment bonds. I mean, that's standard practice, and even if they did make a mistake, we call the bond, and that's unfortunately part of doing business.
Yep.
So we'll just have Josh and Jason both watching this very closely.
I did have something for Jason, I guess. So now, are they going to drain the water completely?
Yes.
So we're not going to have to do a post-survey or anything like that. We're actually going to be able to see what we're removing versus underneath the water like we did in the slough, which we knew we went way over the amounts.
Yes, sir. Jason Kraft, city engineer. We're just going to provide them with a CAD file on this one, and they'll remove down to design elevations. They're going to stockpile the dirt south of the creek on that little high spot there, spread it all out, dry it there and seed it. And yeah, I don't expect any problems with that. And they are going to drain the whole thing probably mid to late September. If the weather's good, hopefully it's dry, hopefully for them anyway. And
Not probably much water left in it.
right.
Till the night, I guess.
Yeah, I don't expect many problems. I mean, if there's extra work, there'll be change orders, but not change orders based on an increase of cost of the items they already agreed to do. So, yeah, it's just to answer some of the other concerns. I mean, I talked to Mr. Hayward, Russ Hayward, one of the owners of H&H for extensive period of time, and he seemed just kind of amazed that some of the other bids weren't that low, and he didn't say he had any real profit in it. He just wants to do the work, needs something to do. He's from around here. He's moving back to the area, and he's looking forward to getting started on the project, and I think it's going to be successful. He's got experience doing these similar type projects everywhere across the states.
Good.
Okay. This does not include the pond winder?
That's the option, alternate.
No, we hope to not be able to, we hope to not have to use that. And I didn't feel comfortable awarding that price, and I talked to Russ about that as well.
Okay.
He suggested we not use that. If we find some leaky pockets of soil, we'll work with the DNR and the contractor on some other ideas. But I think it's best that we don't just commit to that $139,000 right now. So we're saving the city quite a bit of money, and I think it's going to be a good project.
All right.
All right.
Cool. Any other comments for the public hearing? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Councilmember Oberon.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution accepting bid and awarding contract for the Erickson Community Center Pond Rehabilitation Project S-2021. I move this resolution be adopted as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Audience comment. I went through all my yellow cards, but I will give another opportunity. Is there any other citizens that would like to address the council at this moment? All right. We will.
No red cards.
I don't have any red cards, just the yellows. We will move on. Consent agenda. Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move we approve the consent agenda as detached.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
You can have-
Yep.
Yep. I'll
Councilmember
go
Shemmers?
first. We can lump all these three together. 7 J. John, not J. John, but 7, 7 K. King and 7 L. Lincoln. Those
right.
can be lumped together.
JKL.
That's it.
All right. Any other council members that would like to pull items from the consent agenda? Last chance. All right. Can we have a roll call vote on the balance of the consent agenda, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Kearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move the claims be received, approved, and placed on file for the general claim listing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right. Councilmember Seeley. Oh, do we have another one?
Well, we had them separated.
Yep.
You need to separate the
Yep, it's
claims.
separated.
We got 3 claims.
She said general.
Oh, all right. Councilmember Kearns.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move the claims for air control be approved and placed on file.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Abstain.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Kearns.
That's it. We're
That's
just doing
it.
those two. Thank you.
We don't need the third.
Silverado didn't get separated?
Would you like me to read it?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
I move the claim for the Silverado be received, approved, and placed on file.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Who got a new Silverado?
Remember that travel trailer he wants to pull or whatever?
2012. It's got a hitch.
What's it for, though?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
Parks and Recreation, that was on the CIP listing.
Okay,
Parks
thanks,
and Rec.
Anita.
Parks and Rec. Thanks, Anita.
Do you know what color it is?
I think they went over. I think they went over by $900, didn't they?
Take it out of the pond.
Any other discussion on this? All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Seeley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution of intent to accept bid for 635 9th Avenue South. I move this be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Mussman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution of intent to accept bid and setting public hearing on the proposed sale of 221 2nd Avenue South. I move that this be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Robinson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing mayor to provide letter of support to the Iowa Economic Development Authority for Lafayette Lofts LLC's request for financial assistance redevelopment tax credits for brownfield and greenfield sites. I move that this be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? Go ahead, sir.
This is just one more piece that Bush Construction's working. Of course, the big one is the workforce housing tax credits, which are, regular rate apartments. And so with this being a 115-year-old building, there's a couple other things they can put in for the brownfield tax credits. So we're supporting them as this moves forward, and we think we're eyeballing mid-September or so, which this would be in the SMID too. And for all those listening viewers and the ones here, that's 52 apartments, 48 would be market rate. There'd be 4 that would be low to moderate income, but that's just the ones that would be on the first floor in the alleyway there. So, and then it would have a commercial space, as if you guys know from visiting there, it's pretty big and would be great, great commercial space as well. So we're still in the hunt, and we're pushing folks at the IFA, the Iowa Finance Authority, to make sure that Clinton's in the list for this to be awarded. So
Good.
bring it back to its once glorious fame.
Yes. Any other discussion? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign economic development assistance contract for Archer Daniels Midland Company, and move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
I think this is just a good piece too, working with IEDA. The city's not providing a match, but this is going to be tax incentives from the state level. And this is in conjunction with the polymer plant, working with Spire America on that project there itself. So lots going on over there in the ADM world, and we're very proud of them and continue to work to move Spire America and ADM forward.
Any other discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Oberon.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution authorizing mayor to sign to provide a letter of support to the Iowa Economic Development Authority for Cottage Bluffs request for financial assistance for the Brownfield Redevelopment Tax and Credit Program. Move this resolution be adopted as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
Similar to Lafayette, this is Chris Ailes up on Mount Pleasant. It will be Cottage Bluff. It'll be 39 apartments. They're triplexes. And they're also moving through because this is, you guys know, 1889 when Mount Pleasant came to fruition. One of the very first swimming pools in Clinton. It's still there by 2nd Avenue South. It's not in use, though. Anyway, so this will go forward towards IEDA as well. Another just added piece into the bucket to make this project come to fruition. We think we might know hopefully by the end of August on this because of the 55-year-old or older construct that are going after for the tax credits as well.
Any other discussion on this? Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Robinson.
Your Honor, I have an ordinance amending Chapter 52 Sanitary Sewer System of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Clinton, Iowa, to include provisions for disposal of hull, sewage, and waste. Now I'm at a loss.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second.
I move that the council waive the 2 prior reading requirement of the Iowa Code Section 380.3 and place the ordinance on its final passage for adoption.
Second.
All right, we have a motion. He did read the title. I just didn't ask him. He just did it. Yep, that's fine. So we have a motion and a second to waive the Iowa Code Section 380.3 requirements and put this on its final passage. In order for that, it is required a 3/4 vote from all council members. Can we please have a roll call vote on that motion?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. We do have an original motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this piece?
First, second, third done. This is important, guys.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say for those, this is basically helping out. There's going to be a new area at the regional waste reclamation facility off of Ipsco Road where you can actually bring in septic tanks, et cetera, and have a dump-off station. So this will be allow just another source instead of folks driving all the way to Dubuque or down to Rock Island, or excuse me, Moline, And this is where Bob, the RWF director, came up with the $20 per delivery at 3,000 gallons, and then, of course, the non-commercial $10 delivery if, like, you bring your RV in there to drop off for that, so.
All right. Any other discussion on this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, could we please have a roll call vote on that original motion?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Kearns,
Thank you, Your Honor. I have an ordinance for the first consideration.
please read the title.
An ordinance amending Chapter 84, traffic schedules of the City of Clinton ordinances of the City of Clinton, Iowa by amending the speed limit on a portion of Harts Mill Road.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
I guess I would just like to say thank you to the Traffic Study Commission because they took a citizen suggestion and got it moved through pretty quick.
And this is changing 55 to 45?
From the airport
Yep.
in.
Okay. Very good.
Like to see lower, but
Oh.
45 is a step in the right direction.
All right. All right.
All right. Okay. Any other discussion on this item? All right, can we have roll call on the first reading, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Councilmember Shemmers,
Thank you, Your Honor. I have an ordinance for first consideration.
please read the title.
An ordinance amending 159.046 supplemental regulations to add and clarify guidelines for certain utilities.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Your Honor, I move the council waive the two prior readings requirement of Iowa Code Section 380.3 and place the ordinance on its final passage for adoption.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to waive the two prior readings requirement of Iowa Code Section 380.3 and place this ordinance on its final passage. In order for that, it requires a three-quarter vote of the entire council. Can we please have a roll call vote on that motion?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We do have an original motion and second on the ordinance. Is there any discussion on this?
Yeah, what's going on here exactly?
You betcha. So we're in Liberty Square. Actually, we're in City Hall, but we're in Liberty Square mentally. And this is, it has to do with the substation there. If you recall Van Allen substation, which is out by Clinton Auto Group on Mill Creek Parkway, there is a structure there that houses the brains of that substation, and it is made of metal. We do not have metal included anywhere in Liberty Square overlay, and so we want to exempt the public utilities from that. They are being put, a couple of different things are going to be put on. If you remember when we brought Alliance purchase agreement to us, the fencing's going to be upgraded with little things between the slats. And you guys put on them to have additional, I think, 3 or 4 times the amount of trees.
Mature trees.
Mature trees. Yeah. And so for this one, we don't want to have it an instance where we have a business as we start to sell the rest of the parcels now that we can here shortly, and have folks point over there and say, hey, I want to have a metal building. Well, they can't because we're going to exempt just the utilities from
The
it.
metal building is within the fence?
Yes.
Correct.
Inside
And
the
how
fence.
big is this metal building?
Don't quote me, but I think like probably 30 by 60, I think.
But only like the height is not.
No,
near,
but
it'd be similar to what's out.
Yeah, I think the height might be 8 foot, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's the 8 foot height. It's almost exactly like the building that's out there, and don't quote me. I
Like the one on Mill Creek?
Yes. It's probably about like the width of this room and not quite as tall as this room is the building.
So one of the I don't want to say issues I have, but there are a lot of construction methods now that allow for metal buildings to have upgraded facades that are like a veneered look. So I think that should really be looked at. I don't know if that needs to come back and go through a zoning board of adjustment or something like that to comply with what our overlay is. But just to kind of blanket say that is kind of difficult, I think, because there are a lot of options out there. Even on your metal roof now, you can get a shingled look. You wouldn't know the difference, unless you got up there and actually looked at it. So there's siding look, more of a, I would say, a residential, like commercial looking siding to where it blends a stone look.
This is like a
prefab building, right? There's little sections.
Yep.
But I mean, I can see for the public utility. I don't know. As we go through that.
I think when we bring back the overlay, I think that's when we can get in. So this, as you guys know, the digging's ongoing now, and so we've worked with them. BNS has been really good with them. We had to stop for a second because we needed to get permitting. The only thing, so all permitting's done from them except for this part here, and they're still probably about 3 weeks away before they'd be ready for that. But we wanted to put this through to exempt them, making sure there's proper cover and concealment, if you will, for that area. But I think what Councilmember Connell brings up, and we have it, and we're working with Lynch Dallas, actually, Eilers and Cooney on this because it's aligned. But basically, we're working with the overlay to then have those said changes that we're going to bring back to you with all those groupings of what do we want to see inside of Liberty Square, what type of facades, what types of buildings.
So at this point, we're just going to exempt them out of this, and then we can kind of
do the
critique
rest.
ours a little bit later.
Yes.
And we're going to have trees, they're going to have mature trees that are hiding a lot of it anyway.
Well, but I was told that with the one by the casino, and none of it happened.
They're not going to hide the building with the weeds like they did on Mill Creek, right?
No, we're working on that too.
Okay.
Those are native
I
Iowa
was-
grasses.
Oh, yeah.
I was told the same thing with the fence, and it's just a chain link fence.
Yep.
And you see other substations in bigger cities, and the fencing is actually decorative fiberglass looking brick
Yeah,
or
or brick,
stone
yeah.
or something like that. So
Like in Cedar Rapids.
why is this not, why can't this look to a similar standard as other ones?
On Liberty Square shit.
Just merely the location of it is highly, and we have lots down there. We're trying to redevelopment. We've had very stringent codes per Liberty Square that we've just made other private people abide by, and now Alliance all okay to do whatever they please. Is that concerning to anyone? I mean, I get it. I get it. It's a public utility. They need to get it done. But, there's still, we've been very stringent on the standards. And I know we need to review them, but, and this kind of got ahead of when we reviewed it, so I get that too.
But I think we can have some time when we come back to look at that because, I don't want to stop a business. It could be a great business. Let's just, not to throw it out there, but like say, a Bass Pro Shop comes and they want to have part of their building be metal. I'm going to bring to the council and say this would be awesome.
Yep.
So I think we need to have those conversations.
I think if Mill Creek set their standard for Clinton, they went down the wrong road.
Gotcha.
I would agree with that.
So it looks
But we're addressing
terrible.
that with them too, so we're going to.
Well, they have a lot of addressing to do with us,
Yes.
so.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So how do we can pass this, but how do we get it back
Well,
to
this
the
is
table in
first,
front of
second,
us?
third, and adopt, right? So this is a done deal. This basically allows them to do this anywhere, not just Liberty Square, right? This amends the entire ordinance for.
No, just Liberty Square.
This doesn't.
Yeah, but I think it says all through town.
No, this says everywhere. All zoning districts,
All
public,
zoning,
non-public. This has not. There's no mention of Liberty Square in here.
I think M2 and M3 zone districts only.
In Liberty Square is zoned M2, M3. I thought it was zoned C2. And Iowa zoning. Thank you. That's a good idea.
Well, and it'd be great, to have actually, maybe they could send somebody here to.
I would like to see.
Because I don't work for Alliance, so they could stand up here and.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Because then we could talk about the Van Allen.
So you're just.
Just don't suspend the rules, just read the first one.
We already voted to suspend the rules.
We voted yes on the suspension of rules, but how do we go back?
I defer to legal.
Oh, you guys gonna throw me a curveball?
This wasn't in the handbook.
No, it's not. Okay, so before you move to suspend.
We'd have to, in order to do what we're suggesting here, we'd have to vote down.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to vote it down.
We have to vote it down, and then we can.
Bring it back to the next meeting.
Well, can't we have to vote.
We just can't have the majority, we hit that.
We can have another ordinance at the same time, can't we? It'd be just say the first and second reading or whatever.
Well, why don't you could amend your motion.
You meant amend the original
Amend
motion?
your original motion to waive the first 2 readings. And amend it to be the first 2 readings.
Your Honor, I make a motion that I amend to read only the first 2 readings of this ordinance.
Second.
This is fun.
So that would
that works.
That would
Right?
still require
Proceeds.
it would still require a 3/4 vote of council. Okay. All right. So we have an amended motion to waive the readings of Iowa Code Section 3.3. Just the and read the just read the first 2 readings of this ordinance. That would also require a 3/4 vote. So can we have a roll call vote on that motion, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Okay, so motion passes. So we have an original motion for the ordinance reading. So this motion is whether or not you want to pass just the first 2 readings of this ordinance, which would allow the 3rd reading to come back in a subsequent meeting. So everybody's good on that on that page? Okay. Is there any other discussion on this piece here?
Just remind to just go back to the one paragraph, but one of the big things on this is that in the event the fencing is utilized and it's not privacy fence or other permanent solid material, the utility-specific screening requirement can be met with planting and permanent maintenance of sufficient mature trees to effectively block view of said building and structures. So this is different than what we had Van Allen. So this going into play, we can also go back and discuss with legal about going back to Van Allen and saying the same thing. Now that you've done that and you have a fence that is see-through, we need you to have mature trees and screening.
Yeah.
You know what they want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this will help us then too. Just want to remind you guys, so.
It'll give us the opportunity to have the conversation with the Lion too about what the facade of the building is going to look like
I
as
want to
well.
have that
So
because
Yep.
yeah.
That'll be good.
I think I would think Alliant would be
They should
receptive
be.
of having
No,
someone
they
come
want
here.
to. They're good community members and team
Yep.
members, so they're going
Absolutely.
to want it to look nice too.
Absolutely. And I think the need for it to look nice for us in redeveloping this area is extremely pertinent. And for that matter on Mill Creek as well, because that's an area that could be developed.
Yep.
So, cool. All right, any other comments from council? All right, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Shemmers.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right, moving to unfinished business, council member Shemmers. I think you're going to lump 7J, K, and L together.
That is
sir?
correct.
All right.
So my statement on this is, this shows good community input and effort on this, first of all. But there, as you notice, we didn't do a first reading on this. We're not going back to the full table on it. We have actually streamlined it a little bit. So you're going to see a little bit different product when it comes here. We did have some overlay with regards to another ordinance that we're actually going to be taking out of 90.03. So we're cutting that out. The appeals process, we're going to make it like we have in the past. Instead of sending it to our city administrator, it will be going to our housing board.
Okay.
So those are probably the 2 largest changes that you're going to see, but it's going to be, we did a lot of multi-housing in there, which we didn't need to do. That's already been done on a separate ordinance, so we're taking a lot of that out. So we're going to be cutting some of the 90.03 when it comes to the reading out. You'll see less.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just wanted
So
to give an
that's
update.
on its way back to us.
Well, yeah, we kind of had a hold up with our other city attorney who's not sitting with us today. So
Okay.
as soon as that part gets
Okay.
fixed
Are we
up.
going to do it on a cow, or are we going to be able to?
This was on a cow.
It was on a cow.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know if it had to go back to a cow or just.
I don't think the changes are going to be that.
Okay.
They're going to be actually less ordinance as opposed to more.
It'll be more simple.
Or, yes, it'll be more
Perfect.
simplified.
Okay.
The ordinance itself is not going to change. The biggest part will be, it won't be our city administrator doing the appeals. It'll be
Okay.
the housing board that we've now made the rest of our.
So we can roll with it as a resolution, and then if we have any questions.
Well,
we can-
This would be an ordinance reading.
Ordinance, yeah, we'll bring it back as a first reading only, just so you guys get an opportunity to see it.
Okay.
And then we do the multi-readings at a later date if we do multi-readings.
That sounds good.
For something like this, it'd probably be a good idea just to do 3 readings
Yeah, that's fine.
subsequent and give people time, citizens, if they want to come talk.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Very well.
You guys can.
But anyways, I move that we
Please.
approve these 7J, K, and L.
Second.
Wow.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on these three items? Hearing none, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Robinson.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Connell.
Yes.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Councilmember Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move we adjourn to 5 p.m. September 14th, 2021.
Second.
We are adjourned. Give us a moment here to set up for the committee of the whole, and we'll be back with you.